Hey guys, welcome back. This video may be like completely disjointed. Aspen was just in here playing with her own makeup and spraying copious amounts of perfume. So it is like biological warfare in here. It smells very nice, but it's incredibly strong and I have the feeling the fumes are going to get to me at some point. Also, Bennett has just woken up from his nap. He's a little unhappy to have just woken up, so Barry's working on that. You might hear thumping and running overhead, and you may hear some screams and laughter and potentially crying, who knows. That's just going to be Aspen and Bennett playing together, and it is what it is. Welcome to my life. So, in a recent Get Ready With Me video that I did, I asked you guys to give me suggestions on color combinations or palettes that you might want to see me use, and a subscriber named Noelle asked for an all green look. So that's what we're going to do today. I have pulled a few palettes, certainly not every palette that has green in it, but a few palettes and then a few single items as well. So I have like a glitter gel kind of deal and then a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow as well. And I have a liquid eyeshadow from Stila. Just got this one today. It's in the shade Mint Myth and it's very sort of iridescent duochrome kind of deal. Also, can we just for a second take a look at these? Holy bananas. They're a little bit too long for me, but they're full on bling, and the crow that lives deep inside of my soul is just so very happy. These are from Luxe Claws. They're phenomenal. I'm going to link her website down below, and I'm also going to include a discount code that you can use. It is not an affiliate code. It is in fact the discount code I used when I placed my most recent purchase, and it'll get you 30% off of anything that you order, like these. All right, green. Let's do this. What I find mildly ironic is that on weekends, I need more caffeine than I do during the week when I go to work for 8 hours. Children, am I right? Okay, so I've showed you a few of the single options that I have, and I'm going to show you the palettes as well. Once again, I don't have a plan going into this, so we're just going to see what happens. I don't know that I'm going to use all of these palettes, but I do have the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions. It's an all green palette. There are the shades inside. I also have the Smoke Sessions palette here. This is from Melt Cosmetics. There are some nice greens over here, so I may pull from that as well. Sour Blast palette from Bombshell Cosmetica, and it has a couple greens right there dead center. And then the last one that I'm going to pull from today potentially is the Hasina 2 palette from Blush Tribe. There's the outer packaging. And then this is a beautiful palette. Purples, a few blues, and then some beautiful greens as well. I'm just going to open up these palettes on my desk so that I can take a look and see what we're working with and go from there. Now this is likely to be, well, this is going to be the look that I end up wearing on our date night tonight. Barry and I are going to the movies and potentially out to dinner afterwards, so I'm very excited about that. It's been a very long time since we've had just like the two of us go out, and I'm very excited for it. So I don't want to go like too crazy, but at the same time it's an all green look, so it's going to be a little bit outside the box anyways, and that is okay. I've already primed my eyes. I'm going to bump it in just so that we can chit chat a little bit closer and you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully it turns into something that I actually want to share. There we go. Okay, so I typically start with a transition shade just so that I have something to blend into. And for that, I'm going to take the lightest option that I have and then I can layer up from there. So I'm going to use this one here from the Huda Beauty palette. It's just a soft, almost minty kind of green. So if you intend to recreate this look, depending on what it turns out to be, you may or may not want to. It's not about the brand in particular, it's just sort of the colors, so look towards whatever you have in your own collection. So I'm just going to pop that up there. Oh, Bennett. See, I always feel kind of heartless that I'm down here filming while he's crying, except the thing is that he's always crying. This kid cries all the time. He actually gives Aspen a run for her money because it's a rare day that Aspen doesn't cry at least once during the day. And it's not even necessarily like her feelings are hurt or anything like that. It's, she's so sensitive. Like, she'll cry over everything, really. Like, she cries when she listens to certain music. She cries during TV shows. She cries when she sings to herself. Like, it is what it is. So I've become a little bit immune to tears. I hope that doesn't make me sound super heartless, because I'm really not. But Bennett does cry just out of frustration over everything, typically lately because he can't get what he calls honies, which are actually Smarties. He knows where they are kept. We use Smarties as a bit of a reward system. It's slowly backfiring, but when he spends a little bit of time on the potty, he gets a Smartie. If he helps clean up, he gets some Smarties, things like that. And so he gets a little demandy about Smarties, or like I said, as he calls them, honies. You have no idea how long it took to figure out what the hell honies were, but they are Smarties. So, what are we going to chat about today? I'm not just going to complain about kids, that's for sure. Okay, two things at least. So one, I'm going to give you an update on my mother, because in my last Get Ready With Me, I did talk about the mass that they found in her bowels, and she was scheduled to go for an operation to really determine what the nature of that mass was, whether it is some sort of benign thing or else. The short and long of it, sorry to interrupt myself, but I'm going to reach into the Hasina 2 and grab this really bright Kelly green shade here. This is called Erin. The short and long of it is that they weren't able to complete the procedure. Her bowels had to be a certain level of empty, and unfortunately they weren't, so they weren't able to complete that procedure. And when I spoke with her yesterday, she had decided that she does not want to go through with the procedure a second time. So if she does not do that, they can't really determine exactly what is in there. And the doctor, I guess, had told her that it could potentially be cancer, or it could possibly be something that is nowhere near as harmful, but still needs to be addressed, because anytime you have a mass in your bowels, it's not a good thing. But she has decided that she does not want to go through that. And her words to me were that she just wants to let it ride. So it's a difficult position, at least for me, to be in, because I can't force her to do anything. Like, it's her body, it's her decision, but at the same time, it's very frustrating because, like, you can't treat, like it's like she's giving up. Now, to put it into context, the person that I call my mother, she is legally my mother. She adopted me when I was a child, and my grandparents raised me. Basically, since I was born, my mother was involved for a couple of years, and that was about the extent of it. So she's biologically my grandmother. She's going to be 87 this month. And so on that hand, I also can understand where she's coming from, because if it is cancer, I don't know what her treatment options are in that regard. Whether she would put herself through chemo and surgeries and radiation and all that. My father did die of a different kind of cancer. He had lymphoma about 16 years ago, and the treatments were basically worse on him than the disease was. Like, every time he had a chemo, or a round of chemo, I guess, like his white cells were just tanked, and he ended up in hospital, and they tried to administer a different kind of chemo, and it almost shut his kidneys down. And it's just like every turn he did, it just knocked him right further down, and the treatment was more aggressive towards him than the disease ultimately was. So it almost felt, and I don't know for certain, but it felt like the disease gained the advantage because the treatment weakened him so much further. I don't know, but that was my impression of it. And so my mother obviously watched him go through that, and maybe choosing this path to avoid having to go through that herself. I don't know. She hasn't really opened up to me in terms of how she's feeling about it, but I can only imagine that it's overwhelming and very scary. So that's sort of where we're at right now. Things can change. She may have a different perspective in a few days. I'm going to continue talking to her about it and encouraging her to, you know, undergo the diagnostics to see what's really going on. But as of right now, it's still a bit of a mystery, and that's just where she's at with it. All right, I'm going to reach into this Bombshell Cosmetica palette and pick up this deeper green here. It's called Lollipop. And I'm going to put that in inner and outer. I think I'm going to do like a little bit of a halo kind of deal. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. For myself, I had mentioned in my previous Get Ready With Me that I have to have an MRI done on my hip, and I've now got the date on that, and it's not till July. So I'm going to call them on Monday and put myself on the cancellation list so that if anything does open up sooner, I can get in. I have really no complaints about universal health care, except that wait times can be excessive as a result of it. Yeah, I have a pain management appointment coming up as well, but I still have to wait a little bit on that one. It's just with my family doctor, because the pain in my hip will keep me up at night sometimes, and that's just not sustainable. I can't go on like 2 and 3 hours of sleep indefinitely, so I need to get some sort of, I don't know if it's an anti-inflammatory will help or just what. I intend to speak with my doctor about CBD to see if that is an option, because I've heard so many testimonials on that from friends, and I'm down for whatever's going to help. So I was on Instagram today, as I often am, and Samantha Ravindall, if you don't know her, you probably should. She's a really big YouTuber with like, I think she's got like 2 million Instagram followers now as well. She's fantastic. I'll link her channel down below. She posted to her Instagram stories today a few of her Instagram posts, and she provided some background information on them. So in one, she'd broken up with her boyfriend the day before and had to go on like a work trip that he was supposed to be with her, and just the awkwardness of all the questions and all that kind of stuff. One, she is wearing this beautiful outfit. She looks fantastic, but she's saying that she immediately took the outfit off after that picture because she felt chubby in it. And really the whole point of her post was to basically say, like, yes, we see these pictures and, you know, everything looks so beautiful and perfect, but there is a deeper backstory to it, and things aren't always what they seem on the surface. Oh, I think we have a visitor. Bennett, come in. Hi, Bennett.
Can you say hi, Mommy? My name is now Cranky Magoo. It's been about an hour of that altogether. He's a cranky boy today. Bennett, can you say hi?
No.
Oh, can you blow kisses?
Here, do it. Oh, you see something red? You like red lipstick? Yeah. Yeah? Down. Down. Alright, you gonna steal my red lipstick? Okay, way you go.
Say bye, Mommy. Let's go upstairs. You want to bring some markers? No.
You can take a makeup brush.
Okay, come on. Let's go upstairs.
Oh, there goes the red lipstick. We've traded it for a makeup brush.
Okay. Bye, Mommy.
Bye, Bennett. I did take a little break after Bennett's visit, and he was a lot calmer, but I just heard Barry sneeze, and Bennett started crying again. Life with 2-year-olds, right? It's just how we roll around here. I'm going to keep soldiering on. I hope that's not too distracting in the background. He is fine. I promise he's totally fine. He's just a little emotional today. That is all. So, to help finish up the look, I'm going to go into the Smoke Sessions palette and pick up this really dark green here and run that under the lower lash line. Honestly, I did a review on this palette. If you missed out on it because it was limited edition, don't feel too bad. It's tricky to work with, it really is. It's pretty, it's beautiful, and you can achieve really nice looks with it, but it's very delicate, and that makes it a little bit difficult to work with. But, get that out of here. So what was I talking about? About Samantha, right? And yes, I don't tend to DM a lot of people, like unless we've established like a bit of a friendship thing kind of thing, but like I wouldn't just like DM her or like Kathleen Lights or anybody just out of the blue, but I did today. And whether or not she ever sees that is a totally different thing, but I felt compelled to thank her for doing that because, I mean, I'm sitting here, I am well into my 30s, I am an adult, I have, you know, I've reached my like full developmental potential, at least emotionally and all that kind of thing, and I'm not an impressionable young teenager, and even at that, I still find myself falling into comparing myself to other people on social media, and you know, I can start to feel defeated and start to feel, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I can feel jealous, but I can also just feel really insecure in myself and get really down on myself and think like, you need to work harder, you need to do better, you need to lose weight, you need to, you know, all these things, get better skills, get better lighting, get a better camera. And it just, there's always a carrot in front of you, it feels like. And especially when you're looking at posts on social media where, you know, the angles are there, the lighting is there, they've been edited. You can't necessarily tell that they've been edited. That's the whole point of good editing. And you don't know the true story because those pictures are like a nanosecond in time that's being captured, and then it's being manipulated and presented, and some pithy capture or caption has been included that helps establish the picture as being representative of life, and it's just not true. And, you know, I mean, I look at Sam Ravindell, and I've watched, like, I've been subscribed to her channel for years. She is a beautiful person. Like, she is objectively beautiful, but she's also just got, like, a really kind heart, I think. And so I think she's just a beautiful person. And even she has these doubts about herself and her looks and her body and her life and all of that kind of thing. And she's human, and when you look at her Instagram feed, obviously you know she's human, but it just looks like she lives this charmed life, that she has untold wealth available to her, and she's got a perfect relationship and a perfect body, and therefore she must have a perfect relationship with that body. And like, it just, for her to do that, I think is just so responsible, I guess, like, because there are a lot of people out there looking at timelines on social media that aren't my age, that haven't acquired perspective in life, and if I can fall victim to it, then certainly 14-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 24-year-olds who are looking at these perfect curated timelines, they can also fall victim to it, and probably more so than I can. I'm not saying I'm impervious to it, I'm just saying that with age comes a bit of perspective, and I can look at it rationally and think, this is being edited. I know that this isn't representative of exactly how this person looks at any given point, things like that, and maybe younger people might not necessarily go to that extent in their thinking. And I think it's really important that these bigger influencers remind their audiences that they are just people too, and that it's okay to experience depression and doubt and fear and, you know, all of that kind of thing. I don't even really know what I'm trying to say here, but I just thought that that was really good of her and a really important thing to do. And I think more and more, particularly the bigger influencers, I hope that they will see that and follow suit, because I think it's really important. It's a good message to put out there in a world where perfection reigns. It's not achievable. All right. I need to do something with the center of the lids. I don't know what I want to do. I could do something like this shade here, or I could go a little bit more on the lime green side of things and dip in over here, or like a goldy green, like this one up here. Or I've got like the glitter gel, so I could go for something like that. The struggle is real. Okay, no, the request was for all green, so I'm going to stick with green. I'm not going to go with like the yellowy, and I'm not going to go for the other one that looks a little bit more blue from the smoke sessions. So let's go into this lime green one here. I'm going to pick it up on a flat brush if I can find one that isn't filthy. One of these days I'll get around to cleaning my brushes, I promise. If I was being particularly fussy about this, I would put concealer down and really make it like super precise, but we've met, right? Like, we know that type A is just not my personality. So I'm just gonna work with what we've got going on here. There. That's super pretty. I like this little Bombshell Cosmetica palette. Not wild on the scent. I think it's meant to smell like candy because it is like a candy sour blast theme, but it's pretty fun for there. Like, it's a nice little rainbow thing, and I've used it a few times and I have no complaints about it. The colors blend really nicely and there's lots of good pigmentation there. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't terrible. Maybe 30 US, somewhere around there. I'll link it down below just in case you're interested. They have another, I think they have like a bakery kind of theme coming out soon. Some sort of cookie palette, I don't know. Inner corner, I'm going to use the liquid eyeshadow. So again, this is Mint Myth from Stila. It's one of their Little White Lies liquid eyeshadows. Is it one of their like glitter and glow things? No, it just says Little White Lies liquid eyeshadow. So it doesn't say it's like a shimmer and glow or glitter and glow. It's not glittery at all. It's just like it looks white, to be honest, but it has like a little green, bluish, iridescent shift to it. So I've got a brush here, but I am just going to apply it using the doe foot and then blend it out with the brush. That's great. I'm going to pick some up on the brush. There. Okay, brow bone highlight. I guess I could use the same one. Just whatever's left. Is that going to show up? Yeah. There we go. Ah, no, that was too much. Oh, we've gone overboard. Oh dear. Oh no, there we go. Okay. Okay, crisis averted. We got it. It's under control. Okay. I am going to finish up. I'm going to do liner, mascara, all that. Probably won't do lashes because I can't be bothered with that. And lipstick. And then we'll wrap this up. All right, see you in a second when it's all said and done. So if you can see on my lower lashes there's a little like sparkly gold. What I used for that is a mascara topper from the brand Annabelle. It is the Glitter Mascara Top Coat in the shade Gold, appropriately enough. It's got a really weird wand. I've never seen a wand like this. Come on, focus, focus, there we go. So it doesn't really have bristles. It just has these little grooves and then the like glitter sits in there. And it's effective, but it's really bizarre. For lipstick, I tried a few and I just couldn't settle on anything. So there's a little bit of staining, but then what I've put on top is from Shiseido. This is one of their modern, what is it? Modern Matte Powder Lipstick. I can never read these stupid stickers. Modern Matte Powder Lipstick in the shade Disrobed. And it just, it's a nice little neutral lipstick. It looks like that. So there you have it. There is an all green look for you, Noelle. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I actually really like how it turned out. I'm feeling rather festive though. I didn't think the shirt through. I didn't intend to film this today, so I've got like the red, white, and green thing going on. I'm either very festive or very Italian. Take your pick. So again, thank you for the suggestion. I apologize if this was just like a super random, rambly kind of video. I don't sit down and script things out, so I never really know when I open my mouth just what's going to come tumbling out. It's just how I roll. But thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now, guys.